Hey everyone, so I'm going to share with you here some updates here to the Week 1 2024 NFL TV schedule. And I'm going to share with you who is commentating the games on NBC for the opening kickoff game of the season on that Thursday night on September 5th. NBC has rates instead of the normal Thursday night package. As before Thursday night inserted, they might have had one then. You know? But NBC has rates to that. And then they have a special one in Brazil. Open the year. And that's on Peacock with no Eagle and Todd Blackridge. And then NBC Sunday has LA Rams at Detroit Lions. So I'm assuming that both NBC games are going to be Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth. I'm assuming that's why they're not doing the single game. I thought they might have, no Eagle Todd Blackridge maybe do one of the games, maybe do the Thursday night game, and then the Friday game, and the Sunday game maybe Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth. In Brazil though is the similar time zone to the United States. It is so, but so that's why it's Friday night game. And then we have New York Jets at San Francisco. That's on ESPN and ABC. That's going to be most likely. I'm assuming that's still going to be Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. We have New England at Cincinnati. That's Eagle Charles Davis. This is the single window for CBS. CBS is going to air one game this week on your local CBS station. On your local CBS station, they're going to air one game, either the early game at the 1 Eastern, the 4 Eastern window, but it could be up to 4:30 Eastern window, 1 Eastern to 4:30 Eastern window, depending on, with all the extra games going on, like they cut in the other games are ending, soon, so they just have one game, so every single game is done before they do the post-game show at a region. And then we have Jet. Then that's number one. Then the Jacksonville Miami is going to be Kevin Harlan, Trent Green, and that one. That's presumably the second best game. We have Houston at Indianapolis with Andrew Callen, Tiki Barber, and Jason McCourty. That is going to be number 3. Matt Ryan left the booth and is joining the studio, the CBS studio. So Jason McCourty steps in his place. And then we got Tom McCarthy, Ross Tucker, and Jay Feely with Arizona at Buffalo, the 4th best game on CBS. Then we have Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. They're doing Las Vegas at LA Chargers. And one of the Hardballs is coming to back to the NFL. They have the Harbaugh brothers competing against each other, and now they're coming back to the NFL for the Los Angeles Chargers. It is Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, and the call of that game in the late window. That's at 4:05 Eastern to probably about the 4 Eastern to about 7:30ish Eastern window. Then we got Denver at Seattle in the late window with Spiro Deeds and Urchuleta. The TV announcers, or the TV announcers have been set by CBS. They've been set about through the first 3 weeks. Were announced by CBS a long time ago on what game they were going to be on. Or I'll go in the press release. I just never seen it where it was official for Fox yet. We got 2 windows for Fox. We have Pittsburgh at Atlanta. That is with Joe Davis and Greg Olson. The featured game. Joe Davis was number 2 last year, and Greg Olson was the number 1 last year. With Ty Brady coming in, Greg Olson had to be moved to number 2, and you knew that was going to happen. We have Minnesota at New York Giants. Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma. That's predicted to be second best game of the day. We have Tennessee at Chicago, the third featured game on the Fox early window, with Amamine and Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez got moved up to be with Amamine. And then fourth best game is going to be Carolina at Norman. Chris Myers and Mark Shildreth. Mark Shildreth got moved down to be he is in the very last spot. Chris Myers is the very last one with Mark Shildreth, and he is the very last one. Ken Burkhardt, Tom Brady is the featured one, and they have Dallas at Cleveland in the Fox night window from 4:25 Eastern to about 7:30 Eastern. And then Fox early window is going to be from 1 Eastern to 4:30 Eastern. About 4:30-ish Eastern, I would say. And Washington, Tampa Bay with Kevin Kugler and Daryl Johnston. So Chris Myers and Mark Shildreth are the bomb tier for Fox. Kevin Kugler, Daryl Johnston. Kevin Kugler was about 3-4 tier, I would say. So Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma must be the same, so they didn't improve. They didn't decline. Mark Shildreth, they thought he fits better with Chris Myers, or they downgraded Mark Shildreth. They upgraded Daryl Johnston was number 2 last year, but because Greg Olson had to be moved to number 2, Joe Davis was with Daryl Johnston, so Kevin Kugler and Daryl Johnston are the number 3, I'm assuming, the number 3 tier. And then maybe Chris Myers, Mark Shildreth is number 6. Maybe Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma might be number 4. And maybe either Amamine, Mark Sanchez is number 4, or Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma is number 4. Then, they're 4 or 5. They might interchange in the 4 or 5, because, But, yeah. So that is the analysis for the Fox early window for the regular season.